This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 3 men held in Portland drug bust. 3 men were apprehended following a drug bust on Victoria Avenue in Buff Bay, Portland on Wednesday afternoon. According to Veronique Campbell, Deputy Superintendent in charge of the Portland Police, law enforcers intercepted a vehicle carrying over 1,500 pounds of ganja with an estimated street value of $10.5 million. We had our third major drug seizure in the parish on Wednesday, March 23, 2022, in the Buff Bay police area. In collaboration with the Area 2 narcotics team, we intercepted a vehicle that had over 1,500 pounds of ganja. We are happy that those drugs are off the streets, said Campbell, pointing out that the parish has been used as a transshipment point. The DSP said that the Portland Police remains committed to increasing road operations to ensure that we keep our parish safe, indicating that some fishermen in the parish have been involved in the drug transport process. Portland area is being used as a transshipment point. That is why we are adamant on increasing our road operation activities to ensure that we keep our parish safe and also the rest of the country. We know that some fishermen are involved and we are doing our best to intercept these drugs and prevent the drugs from getting in the country, the DSP said. Mom of slain pregnant woman calls for return of death penalty. A distraught mother whose pregnant 24-year-old daughter was among 3 people killed in 2 western parishes Wednesday night wants to see the resumption of hanging in Jamaica. At the same time, she says she will be praying for misfortune to befall those who took her child's life just a few feet from the gate to her house. What goes around comes around. You can't walk around killing people innocent picnic. When the police catch you, if them ring off on your head, una da stop long time. I wish hanging come back. At that the Prime Minister fi bring back, said Una Copeland. Her daughter, Tassin Copeland, was heading home from work on a bike taxi driven by Dwayne Robinson when they were ambushed about 11 p.m. at a section of the Nonpareil Main Road in Negril, Westmoreland. Both were shot dead. On Thursday afternoon, the mother blasted those responsible for killing her daughter, who she said she had been hoping would take care of her in her golden years. "Me a go a knee city, me 2 knees," she said, indicating that she will be praying for vengeance. So anybody who put a spokes to my daughter and take her out this brutal way with her 4 months pregnancy, remember me tell you, there is a God and judgment coming for everyone away who were unfair. Robinson's relatives were equally distraught. "Me not expect this. My brother is not like that type of person," said a relative who asked that her name not be used. In the other incident that took the third life snuffed out Wednesday, a 57-year-old tour bus operator was shot at his business place in Green Island, Hanover, approximately 150 feet from the police station. He had been identified as Fitzroy Watson, otherwise called the Culture, of Kroll District in Hanover. The Green Island Police report that about 9:40 p.m., Watson was at his business place when a white motor car drove up and the 2 men, armed with a handgun and a rifle, got out of the vehicle. The men reportedly entered the business place and began shooting. Watson was riddled with bullets. The shooters escaped in the waiting car. On Thursday, Watson's daughter, who was too grief-stricken to speak, was only able to say he is a good father before breaking down in tears. A man who said he grew up with Watson related that moments before the incident, Watson had received a call and went into the shop. He said at that point he left, only to hear several shots fired. He said he returned to see his friend dead on the floor. The barrage of shots fired damaged 2 nearby business places and the items in one of them. "It was a lot of shots fired, all in at the shop next door. Shot go in at the shop there and shoot off the man's speaker off him shelf. All them thing they are madness. We can't take them thing so you know," said Watson's friend who asked her not to be named. Watson is survived by his wife and 7 children, including an 8-year-old. 6 shot, 3 dead in Marvally. 6 people were shot, 3 fatally in a drive-by shooting on West Main Drive in Marvally, St. Andrew on Thursday night. The news understands that a number of people were gathered on the roadway when armed men traveling in a motor car opened fire at them. According to Kirk Ricketts, head of the St. Andrews South Police Division, the incident happened at approximately 9 p.m. The scene here was quite chaotic earlier. We know of at least 6 persons who would have been shot, 3 of which have since succumbed to their injuries, and so I can say the investigations have started, and we are hoping to get to the bottom of this most heinous crime very shortly, said Ricketts. Ricketts went on to reveal that police units that were close by responded to the shooting and engaged the gunmen in what he described as a high-speed gun battle. He said the car in which the alleged gunmen were traveling were later recovered abandoned in the St. Andrew North area. The occupants, he said, had escaped. The officer went on to indicate that the Marvally community in recent times has been plagued with gun-type activities, and stated that Thursday night's incident may have been a reprisal for previous acts of violence. Ex-soldier robbed and shot. Videos and a pic of alleged robbers posted online. The St. Andrews Central Police are seeking 2 men who robbed and shot an ex-Jamaica Defense Force soldier in Crossroads, St. Andrew on Wednesday. The soldier is currently in stable condition in hospital. A video of the incident is making the rounds on social media. Commanding officer for the division, Senior Superintendent Marlon Nesbeth, said the incident occurred about 2:15 p.m. on Eureka Road near the Tax Administration of Jamaica office. SSB Nesbeth said the ex-soldier was transacting business in the area when he was accosted by 2 men on a motorbike. He said one of the men shot the victim and then made off with an undetermined but a significant amount of cash. We are working hard on finding the suspects. We are pursuing some leads, SSB Nesbeth told the news. A lot of people were there and we are asking them to come forward and work with the police. In the video, the injured victim is seen getting out of a vehicle with blood on his clothes. He walks to another vehicle but falls as onlookers shouted for someone to bring him to the hospital. He was eventually placed in a vehicle that reverses and drives away with him. A picture of 2 alleged robbers on a motorbike was also posted on social media. Cop injured in vehicle collision with Pernell Charles Sr. A policeman was injured after his motorbike collided with a vehicle being driven by former Speaker of the House of Parliament Pernell Charles Sr. It is understood that the cop, a constable assigned to the Hunts Bay Traffic Unit, had to be rushed to hospital after the collision which occurred on Perkins Boulevard at the foot of Queens Hill in St. Andrew. Superintendent Damian Manderson of the St. Andrew South Police Division confirmed the incident and told the news that he was currently en route to the hospital to check on the condition of the policeman. Superintendent Manderson said he was not sure what time the incident happened. He said he did not have all the details and was still waiting for more information. Charles, who was still on the scene with investigators, did not appear to suffer any serious injury in the collision. Infant girls perish as a fire razes Clarendon home. God, why you give me them and take them back just so? A grief-stricken Maisie Walters asked amid a flood of tears yesterday after her infant daughters Kayla, 4, and Abigail, 3, perished in a fire that gutted their Clarendon home. God, what want me do? The 27-year-old mom further asked near the charred rubble of her ill-fated 2-bedroom dwelling in Hayesfield district in Racecourse, Clarendon. Walters told the news that her children, who attended the Racecourse primary and infant school but had been staying home since Monday because they had contracted the flu, were not usually left home alone. On Thursday morning, however, she went next door to take food to their father, who was working at a neighbor's home. "Me never gone for more than 5 minutes," the tearful Walters said as neighbors and relatives consoled her on her return from the Lioneltown Hospital, where she had been taken for medical attention as she reeled from the shock of losing 2 of her 3 children so tragically. Owen Tomlinson, father of the children, also wept uncontrollably, recalling his vigilant efforts to try and rescue his children from the blaze. The fisherman, who also burns coal for a living and undertakes odd jobs to earn a living, told the news that his children were his motivation for all his hard work, adding that he shared a closer bond with his girls. "When me work, me try put them school money one side, cause me never go school. All 2-3 days me dey see a fight for me pitney them, he said. Them no left me, everywhere me go, and me and them, one pa me back, one pa me side. I saw me carry them, he said as tears streamed down his face. Today will be especially difficult, he said, telling the news that Fridays were special for the children, who would greet him excitedly and inquire about goodies he had brought home for them. Yesterday, residents of Haysfield said that the tragedy was compounded by what they labeled as a shoddy work by the funeral home and the police personnel who visited the scene earlier. They complained that some of the children's remains had been left at the scene and were attracting dogs. What appeared to be the charred remains of a leg were seen by the news. The police were again summoned and the remains removed. Tasha Marie Walters, an aunt of the deceased children, who also lived at the house, said she was alerted to the impending disaster by shouts of "fire, fire" by her 3-year-old son. Efforts to save the young girls proved unsuccessful. Another relative, Karen Graham, said the parents were both attentive. They are very caring parents. I don't really see the mother and don't see the children, she said, as she shared that there were times the mother would go to her shop accompanied by the children. Graham said that she once asked their mother why she always took them wherever she went, and she replied, "Carrie, me can't left them cause me no want nothing do them," she related. She describes Tomlinson as a hard-working father. When it comes down to making sacrifices for his children, there is nothing that he would not do, she said, stressing that it was a hard blow for the family. Deputy Superintendent Dennis Lyons of the Clarendon Division of the Jamaica Fire Brigade told the news that his team responded to the fire around 11:04 a.m. but had not yet determined the cause of the fire. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.